The rain came down in silver sheets the night Miss Delphine D.D. Moreau took her final bow. French Quarter, October 31, 2024. Halloween. The tourists thought the black hearse outside the little club on Dauphine Street was part of the show. They kept taking selfies with skeletons and second-liners while inside the Blue Note Lounge, the real funeral was happening. Evelyn Marie LeBlanc stood in the back corner wearing the same simple black dress she wore when she taught third-grade music at St. Augustine Elementary. 31 years old, hair twisted into a low bun, no makeup, no jewelry except the tiny silver treble clef necklace Dee Dee had given her when she was 9. The band played I'll Fly Away, slow and low, the way Dee Dee liked it, at closings. When the last chord died, the trumpet player lifted his horn toward the ceiling like he was sending Miss Dee Dee straight to the angels. Evelyn felt the tears come then, hot and sudden. She hadn't cried at the hospital, she hadn't cried at the wake, but here, in this smoky little room that smelled of bourbon, brass, and 100 years of dreams, she finally broke. After everyone left, she locked the front door, turned the sign to closed, and walked behind the bar the way she had when she was a teenager sneaking in after curfew. She poured herself 2 fingers of Dee Dee's private stash, Pappy Van Winkle 23, and sat on the stage where Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, and Dee Dee herself had stood. That's when Mr. Clarence Baptiste, Dee Dee's ancient lawyer, found her. "Child," he said, voice creaky as the floorboards, "she left you something." He placed a small velvet box and a thick manila envelope on the piano. Inside the box, a 1920s sapphire ring shaped like a treble clef. Inside the envelope, the deed to the Blue Note Lounge, the building, the liquor license, the name, the catalog of 312 original songs, everything, and one handwritten letter. "My dearest Evie Bird, if you're reading this, I'm singing with the angels and probably complaining that the harp section is flat. I never had children of my own, but the good Lord gave you. I'm leaving you the Blue Note. Not to your mama, God rest her, not to that half-brother of yours who only shows up when the till is fat. To you. There's a clause in the trust nobody knows about except Clarence. The club can never be sold for commercial development, never turned into a casino or a t-shirt shop. If it ever stops being a live music jazz club for 180 consecutive days, it reverts to the city for use as a public music school. I know you're scared. I know you think you're just a school teacher. But baby, I heard you sing St. James Infirmary when you were 12 and I knew you got the soul. Don't let them take this from you. Fight dirty if you have to. New Orleans forgives everything except cowardice. I'll be listening from the cheap seats in heaven. Knock 'em dead, sugar. All my love, Dee Dee." Evelyn read the letter 3 times, kissed the sapphire ring, and cried again. The next morning, the vultures arrived in human form. Darius LeBlanc, her half-brother, 10 years older, slick as pomade, showed up at 10 a.m. sharp wearing a $3,000 suit and a smile sharp enough to shave with. Behind him came his mother, Miss Claudette, Dee Dee's former wardrobe mistress turned real estate hustler, and a man Evelyn had never seen before, Victor Langlois, Senior VP of Crescent Star Casinos, LLC. "Little sister," Darius drawled, hugging her too tight. "Condolences and congratulations all in 1 week. Must be overwhelming." He didn't wait to be invited inside. He never did. Victor Langlois walked straight to the stage, tapped the worn wood with his loafer. "Prime location. We can gut it in 60 days, have slot machines by Mardi Gras. I'm prepared to offer $12 million cash today. That's triple the appraised value." Evelyn's mouth went dry. $12 million. She made $42,000 a year teaching music. Darius produced a document. "Dee Dee signed a letter of intent the week before she died. Gave me power of attorney for all business decisions regarding the club. All we need is your signature as co-owner to close the sale." He slid the paper across the bar. Evelyn stared at the signature at the bottom. It looked like Edie's looping D, but the date was wrong. Dee Dee had been intubated and unconscious that whole week. Her hand didn't shake. She simply turned the paper over and wrote in neat teacher handwriting, "Forged. See you in court." Then she looked up and smiled the sweetest smile Darius had ever seen. Clarence Baptiste explained it over chicory coffee the next day. Dee Dee knew they'd try. That's why the trust is ironclad. The Blue Note must operate as a live music jazz club, open to the public, at least 4 nights a week for 180 consecutive days starting the day after probate. If you
Fool who thought jazz was dead, it will survive you. She turned to Lucien. Maestro, when the Saints go marching in, full tempo. The old man lifted his clarinet, the band kicked in, the crowd roared. The deputies didn't know what to do with 500 people second-lining in circles around them. Darius stormed out. Midnight came and went. The Blue Note never closed. January. Day 147 of 180. Clarence Baptiste called Evelyn to his office on Royal Street. He said, "There's one more thing Dee Dee left you." He slided over a flash drive. "Play this the day the trust period ends." She waited until day 180, April 28th, 2025. That night, the club was packed. Every living legend who could still hold an instrument was on stage. National press, live stream to 1 million viewers. Evelyn wore the sapphire ring and a midnight blue gown Dee Dee had worn opening night 1952. She took the microphone. "Tonight is day 180. By law, the Blue Note is now permanently protected. But Miss Dee Dee wanted y'all to hear the truth from her own mouth." She plugged in the drive. Dee Dee's voice filled the room, smoky and strong, recorded the week before she died. "To whoever's trying to steal my club, shame on you. I built this place with blood, sweat, and every tear I never let the audience see. Evelyn LeBlanc is my daughter in every way that matters. She's the only one I trust to carry the torch. And, if anybody contests this will, Clarence has instructions to release the financial records showing exactly how much money certain family members borrowed from the club over the years and never paid back. I'm looking at you, Darius." The room erupted. Cameras flashed. Darius, watching the live stream from a bar in Houston, dropped his phone in his drink. The next morning, Evelyn met her brother one last time. She laid a check on the table, $750,000. Repayment of every dollar you ever took from Dee Dee, plus interest. Take it, sign the quitclaim deed, and disappear. Or Clarence releases the ledgers and the